I'm Sterling Grayburn, the head trainer at the Gala Driving Center. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about combined driving carriages. This is my single carriage. It's Swedish made, and it's known as the TH, or the World Cup carriage. And there's a number of safety features of this vehicle, and also just some design features that are kind of unique that I'll talk about a little bit. With carriage driving, when you have an accident, a turnover, it's ordinarily the carriage either hits something or slides and then stops sliding. So this carriage manufacturer has done something very interesting, and they've beveled the carriage wheel so that on the downhill side, on the outside of the slide, the bevel will slide and bump over the carriage, bump over the obstacle rather than catching on it and turning over. On the uphill side, assuming we're sliding to the right, then you have a strong vertical edge that will catch, and so the uphill side is catching and the downhill side is sliding, a little bit like a ski. The driver's seat is angled. We have rear brakes on this carriage. Some vehicles will have front and rear brakes. We don't want the driver actually tied in the carriage, because if the carriage were to upset and the driver were tied in, then that could be quite unpleasant for the driver. So we don't do that. We have a couple different suspension systems on here. In the front, we have a 3-leaf platform suspension. In the back, we have a trailing arm with a coilover gas shock. So the carriage rides quite nicely. A couple interesting things back here. We have padding so that the navigator doesn't beat themselves up in the back of the carriage. You can really see from the angle here that this fender is designed so that we don't get any posts in between the wheels. As you can imagine, a post in between the wheels would be a sharp stop. So this carriage is kind of designed for cross-country to if you get close to an obstacle, it's just going to slide right past it. The navigator's job on the back is to take care of the time. So we would have a couple of stopwatches here. All our times would come in here. And then the navigator rides on the back. And so the navigator's job would be ballast back here. So we have a nice workspace, what I like to call a nice workspace, where they can come and lean at speed, whichever way they're going, and the good handles here, depending on the height of the navigator. So it's a good, comfortable thing. We do wear marathon vests, similar to the 3-day riders or the jockeys. And for the navigators, one of the reasons they do is because you've got this bar across here, and it's not that uncommon to chest the bar. So we like the vest for that reason too, even if we don't use it for anything else. This carriage also has disc brakes on the rear. This is a single carriage. It probably weighs about 380 pounds. So it's, like most single carriages, a little bit heavier than what the rules require, but it makes it heavy enough to still be fairly stable on the ground. And the rear disc brakes, which it's important to remember for drivers that the disc brakes are there to slow or stop the carriage, not to slow or stop the horse. So if you see somebody and the horse is going along and the brakes are locked up, they've forgotten to take their foot off the brake. And that's a quick overview of a marathon vehicle.